You've worked hard to build your business, and as you start to see growth, protecting what you've built is crucial. Today, I'm walking you through the basics of brand protection, everything from trademarks to contracts to making sure your intellectual property is safe as your business scales. This is an essential part of long-term success, and I can't wait to help you safeguard your growing empire. Hey, amazing visionaries. Welcome to the Fuel Your Fantabulousness podcast. It's your go to space for business growth, brand protection, and total wellness. I'm Tanya Fisher, attorney, business mentor, and wellness advocate. Here, we align ambition and self care. I share actionable tips, strategies, and resources to help you level up your business, protect your brand, and thrive in every area of life. Let's dive into today's episode. Hey there, powerhouses. Okay, we're in another episode and we're diving into the legal side of growing your business. Okay, so it's those legal foundations every growing business needs. And I know that legal stuff, it can get complex, right? It feels overwhelming, but you know me, you know me, you know me. I'm here to make it simple, clear, and doable for you because it must be done. All right. You have got to protect your business, protect your brand because as your business grows, you have to know that's when it's time to make sure that your legal foundations are rock solid, okay? That way you can focus on growth with peace of mind and you'll know that your business is protected, okay? So, you know what I usually say legal protection is a form of self care. Remember that. Legal protection is a form of self care, right? You get your legal in order, you get peace of mind. All right. So today I'm going to break down the key legal steps that basically every business needs to take as they level up. Okay. So whether you're unsure about contracts, trademarks, copyrights, or just the general legal ins and outs of business growth, I got you covered, okay? I've got you covered. Let's make sure your business is legally protected as it grows so you can avoid headaches down the road because you're going to keep growing and growing. And then there are just going to have to be, more amazing business assets to protect. So let's get in and protect what you have now. So this is like second nature to you as you grow and more assets are acquired or created and the like. Okay, so getting to the basics you need in place to protect your business. Number one, get those contracts in order, okay? Get those contracts in order. I want you to have contracts, number one. So you definitely want to have written, robust contracts. And I definitely want you to get them in order because the more your business grows, the more important contracts become. Every service, every partnership, every collaboration, they need to be backed by a solid contract that protects both you and, yes, the other party, right? And this isn't just about covering yourself, it's really about clarity, expectations, and creating smooth business relationships. You got to think of it like this. Your contract is your bestie, your best friend, and it is that because it will protect your time, your energy, and your money because everyone's going to be clear on the expectations of what should happen with that relationship because it will be in your contracts. So, whether it's a client agreement, an independent contractor agreement, a partnership deal, sponsorship deal, whatever. Make sure everything is in writing, signed, and clear. We'll go into contracts another day. I'll put in some resources for you, right? But just know, have those contracts, number one, and then get those contracts in order, okay? Another one, you are going to register your trademark for your brand assets, okay? And know that your brand, when I'm talking about trademarks, your brand, that's your business identity, right? And as you grow, it becomes even more valuable, okay? So, this is why protecting your brand with a trademark registration is so important. And if you haven't already, you want to consider registering your brand name, your logo, and even any tagline or slogan that you have to ensure that no one else can use it, right? You claim exclusivity to it, to exclusive use. And if you see anything that's similar that may dilute or damage your brand, that you are able to get legal, um, have legal protections and a legal say to sue someone and be able to get any damages that have occurred to you, okay? And basically, so you can stop them before the damages occur because we're all about proactive protection, all right? And that is how you safeguard your brand for the long term, okay? So you want to register those trademarks. Again, we'll talk about all of this in detail later, even before registration, while you are waiting for your application to be, reviewed, approved. Make sure that you are protecting your trademarks in the way of even you have common law rights before registration is long, it's exclusively yours and you have the right to use it exclusively, meaning that no one else has the right to use that mark for the same goods and services or similar goods and services, that you are at least putting people on notice. Put that trademark symbol, which is the TM. You only use the R when it's a registered mark, when you actually have the registration. But know in the US that we are a first to use territory. So trademark rights are based on who used the trademark, the mark, the name, the logo, the slogan, whatever the elements are first. So whoever used it first has the rights, not who registered it first. So you have to protect that trademark, that brand name, okay, when you are using it at all times. So when you first use it, and this is, of course, you'll hear interstate commerce. We'll be going into this in detail, but just want to, a lot of times we're like, when your mark is registered, you are going to protect your trademark before they are registered, okay? And that's because you have common law trademark rights in the US because we are first to use. So that TM symbol goes next to that brand name and your trademarks, okay? Make sure to put people on notice that you are claiming it as a trademark when, of course, you know that this mark is not in use by someone else or for someone else for similar goods and services, all right? All right. Again, another day on trademark. Just putting that out there too. All right. Just protect your brand. Protect your brand. All right. Protect your content. So I was just talking about trademarks. Let's talk about copyright, okay? As digital creators, many of us are digital creators, right? Content is everything. So make sure you're protecting it with copyright registrations and ensuring that you're not accidentally infringing on someone else's work. That means when you're putting someone else's creative works inside of your original content, okay? So be mindful of using what we say a third party, someone else besides your own. Make sure you're not infringing on someone else's creative work if you're using them inside of your work. So an example is if you have a podcast, all right, and you are utilizing music created by someone else, just make sure that you have permission to use that music and that the permission you are granted, you are using it in the manner that you are allowed. So if you're licensed, you were given a license to use the music and it says, okay, you can only use it in one product or service. So that means you can only use it for one. Well, look at the license, but just meaning, so this is hypothetical. So you always follow whatever's in that particular license, whatever you are particularly given permission for and to do. So if they say you can only use it in one podcast or one podcast season, that's it. You can't have 5 seasons using the same music. And that's fine. Get some other music. All right. But make sure that you are following the restrictions, all right, that are placed in that license. I just wanted to say, I wanted to be a little bit clearer on that one because I know I've gotten that question before. In any case, before I tell you, well, some of the content I'm talking about that you will create, like original works, would be like blog posts. I keep wanting to say podcast. All right, but blog posts, excuse me, your videos, graphics, your courses, right? Your content is intellectual property that should be safeguarded, okay? And with copyright, yes, there is common law copyright as well. You get the most legal protections when you register your intellectual property right because you're given stronger and particular legal protections like being able to actually sue someone in federal court or get damages that are inherent if someone infringes upon your right. Like I like to say inherent more than automatic, but that your statutory damages and the things like that, and damages means, money for those who, aren't really familiar with the terms. It means what you get, the compensation that you get from someone wronging you, right? As in violating your rights, okay? And so you by you having these registrations, it's a sense of saying, yes, not only am I claiming it, I went through the process of making sure that everyone knew that I had it. So it's also, once it's been registered, some a little bit of saying, all right, yeah, it's kind of a known that I have this, this is my right. So it gives you more of that sense of having to prove that it's yours, right? It's a step of like, this is already proven it's mine because it's registered. That is 99% true. Sometimes things get registered that belong to someone else, and then, that's a different case. But in general, your registration of your intellectual property gives a sense of it belonging to you, a proof that you own the mark when you're trying to sue someone for infringing upon your intellectual property rights. Okay? So, again, several resources on copyright and trademark, but I know I get those questions often, so I'm just going to put that out there. All right. Speaking of putting things out there, let's talk about keeping an eye on privacy laws. Okay. Very, very important. All right. Most of us are online, have online based businesses or services, at least. Even if you are a brick and mortar, you have some presence online and you're probably collecting information from your clients, your customers online. So you have to have privacy policies in place. This is not something like, maybe, I'll get that later. This is, required. Okay. So this is one of those legal essentials as a business person you're required to have. So all of us, I know we do, but just in case, I'm just going to, remind everybody, refresher, have a privacy policy on your website. Okay. So privacy policies, no, they're not the most exciting thing. But again, they're essential. They are required, okay? And especially if you're collecting any personal information from your clients or customers, all right? So make sure you have a clear privacy policy in place that complies with data protection laws and communicates how you handle the clients, the customers, whoever information, like the visitors, the users, the members, whoever they are, whatever information that you're collecting, you communicate how you're handling that information, right? How you are collecting it, right? How you are storing it, how you may be sharing it, okay? Because sometimes with your business and your systems and your processes and the like, just in general, even some of the things that you put on your websites, right? Any widgets, whatever, things that make what you're doing function, okay? And just helpful, even using um, email marketing services, right? Okay, because they're collecting, that's a third party collecting it, right? So you need to know what's going on when you share that information with someone else, okay? So, and you need to be able to tell those that are giving you the information what's happening with their information, where is it going? And there are certain laws, and particularly in California, again, many resources on this. Make sure you are in our newsletter community and for deep dives and really, really, really how to implement all of these things that are important and make sure that your business is legally sounding. You have checked off all of those legal essential boxes. Join the CYA community. But I don't have time for a commercial. You need to get on. All right. So back to my pep talk here. Make sure privacy laws, you keep an eye on them and you make sure that you are following them. And then I'm going to just slide in a little bit about making sure you're complying with all the laws. If you're in the US, make sure you are complying with the federal laws in your particular industry. Okay. So for those of you all who are even just maybe course creators or something and coaches, that you're not going to give guarantees, or if you have guarantees that they are backed up. All right. You watch what is being said in your testimonials and actually how you collect testimonials. You have contests and giveaways, whatever you're doing on social media. This is for everyone. Everything needs to be truthful. Okay. So make sure all of your advertising and your marketing and the like is truthful, accurate, correct as much as possible, and pricing your upfront with your pricing. Just again, everything truthful, be upfront and fair, and follow the laws. But if you are in a particular industry, maybe you're in the food industry, and there are certain things that you need to do to follow, as far as packaging, storage of the foods and the like. The things, when you're in manufacturing, so like if there's allergens or something, and you can't claim something's organic if it's not, and the like. So those are the things I'm talking about. Make sure that you are following whatever federal regulations are required by your industry, in addition to those that apply to everyone's business. Okay, so sticking that note in really quick. All right, those are my little, notes. Here come those actionable tips that I love to give. So these are just a couple of quick steps to start securing, right, your business legally. Going back to contracts, please, 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 please have contracts, number one. And second, I want you to review your current contracts, okay? Make sure that they are updated and they are tailored to protect your growth. So sometimes you have to go back in and either renegotiate those contracts or close out those contracts, terminate them, whatever the terms or whatever that, well, the terms that you agreed to as well, and whatever the terms, word terms are in your contract, you may need to in those contracts, okay? Not even negotiate them, but in those contracts, because as you grow, things change. So there may be different things. Maybe you contracted with someone and you said, well, for every three things that you bought from them, this is how you would act, whatever, your responsibilities were. But now instead of three, you need 300, okay? That's going to need to be renegotiated possibly, right? Because now it's a higher volume. So simple things like that, but also when you may be collecting maybe more information now because maybe your business is doing something else. It maybe just needed a name, but now you're getting payments, you're getting large payments, people are paying you and with different type of, maybe you even have international clients, definitely, but not only different types of currencies, but different pay gateways or something like that. Just look at your business and then see if those contracts you have now, if they're even, tailored to protect you, and make sure that they're valid, because as you grow, again, some things may change. Maybe it says, going back to some of the, I was talking about if you're using music in a podcast and they're saying, okay, this is only for like 5,000, 10,000 downloads, your business grows, you have like 100,000 downloads, you can't use that music anymore. You either need to purchase, if they have available, a higher tier of that license, or you're going to have to use new music because, hey, you've outgrown that little license that you had. That is a great thing. But you want to make sure that, again, you are following the contracts you entered as well as anyone else that you have contracted with, that they are able to follow up and do whatever their responsibilities are as you grow. All right. Next thing, check your branding. Is your brand name, logo, your slogan, again, is that registered, If not, you're going to look into at least starting that process. I'm going to tell you, it takes a while now. Back in the day, I remember when I was at the office, I think we had to have an application reviewed and processed what, in 3 months, prosecuted, as we like to say, in 3 months. Then I think it went to 6 months. I think they're looking at like almost 10 months now or something. So if you are trying to register your trademark, that registration isn't coming quick, okay? So think about, getting it in now, because the longer you wait, the longer it takes if it is going to go through the full process of being registered. But again, that's why I was telling you, you're still going to protect your trademarks even before they are registered, okay? But you do, that ultimate goal is to get that ultimate protection, that strongest protection, that registration. So you are going to look into starting that process, as well as check and make sure that all of your registrations are timely, renewed, whatever filings that you need to have entered, any fees, anything you need to file to make sure that you maintain any registrations, that you are doing so timely. Okay, so always correctly, but definitely timely too. All right, so make sure you do that. And then we're talking about trademarks mostly, but let's talk about like your copyright, so your content, okay? Make sure that you are protecting your digital products and creations, everything that you have. All right, pep talk, coming to an end. I know this part of the business growth can feel a little crazy, like what? And I did go on, and there's so much more I wanted to say, but I knew that we were just talking about, hitting the basics of it. So this can be a little complex to say the least, even intimidating. But remember, legal protection is your foundation for long-term success. The more you grow, the more important it becomes to protect what you're building, okay? You're doing amazing things. And the last thing I want for you is that your brand assets, your business is jeopardized, excuse me. So I want you to avoid these legal issues as much as possible because, more money, more problems. You know how it goes. So the more you grow, there's more that you have to make sure is legally protected in your business, legally sound, because people are like, whoo, all right, you got a little bit more money, then, they're more apt to sue you for things. When sometimes they think you don't have any money, they halfway leave you alone, possibly. But when they think you have a dollar, they do not hesitate to sue you for something. So you are going to protect yourself, but definitely because you want to leverage your brand assets, your business, right? That is value. And value, I mean money. Okay. So you need to protect your brand and your integrity because not only are you thinking about selling things and maybe partnering with people, but you want to maintain your growth. You want your brand assets protected to still have the reputation of being either the place to be, the service to have, the product to have, to purchase all of this, your goodwill, your good name, you want to keep it good. All right. So, because you want people to buy from you, right? So, that is another reason that you want to make sure that everything is protected. All right. Take a deep breath, take action and know that you're setting yourself up for an even bigger and better thing. All right, for sure. Pep talk over now, okay? I really want to thank you for tuning in today. And if you do have any questions about legal protection or need help getting these foundations in place, one, make sure you have joined our newsletter. And that's at tanyafisher.com/newsletter. And if you are really looking for more like resources and guidance and the like for your particular business, you want to make sure you join our CYA community. And you can find more information about that at tanyafisher.com/CYA cafe. All of these links are in the show notes, but those are the places where I provide the resources and guidance you need to make sure that your legal house is in order. All right, don't forget to subscribe. Wishing you optimal success and health. Treat yourself well, and we will chat soon.